A man searches for his keys only under the streetlight, not because he dropped them there, but because that is where the light is. That's almost all of us most of the time. We prioritize exam scores over whether we actually learned anything, number of followers instead of whether anyone would show up for us, a salary instead of what we traded to earn it, net worth for a life. We measure what is easy to measure because searching in the darkness feels like doing nothing. A man asked me what his wife's treatment would cost. Every bit of it. Cancer generally creates a financial shock greater than any major disease. In India, it costs around 3.5 to 6 lakhs per annum. But luckily, being in a government hospital, I told him around 700 rupees. He exhaled. I could see the fear leave him. And he was right to feel it as well. For his family, that number was the difference between being whole and being ruined. But that, of course, was not the entire cost. It was just the measurable part that had a number on it. He stood in the light of that 700 rupees and didn't look at the rest, at least not in that moment. The first real cost is not paid by the patient but by the person who's sitting next to him. The son who's still in college and has now taken a semester off. There's nothing wrong with him, there's nothing wrong with his body. He'll go home at the end of this with a year of his life gone. The year he spent sitting outside at a chair in a ward, becoming someone whose whole existence was someone else's disease. You cannot possibly bill it. And yet, he's the one who's getting off lightly, his only lost time. The patient pays too, and what it takes from him is the future. Not his life, but his sense that there is something to look forward to. We normally spend our whole life leaning forward into the next thing that we are going to do, the next promotion, the next trip, the next thing we'll do when we get time. That lean forward is most of what a day actually is. The patient has lost it. His horizon of life has quietly moved from some day to the next appointment. He's not planning a life anymore. He's just getting to the next Thursday. And none of this is on any consent form that we get the patient to sign. I spent this whole time telling you that we don't measure the things that actually matter. But in my job, there is a part of our conversation where I tell the patient what the treatment might do to him. The sores, the fatigue, the skin reactions, how likely, how long. The lines on the form tell him the side effects, but there's no line for a son leaving work for a year. No box to check what this waiting does to a family. No initial for who he stops being after being diagnosed. The form is not dishonest. It's just built the way we function. Here's what the free treatment actually did. It took the one part that we could measure, the money, and removed it. And it left every cost no one could see exactly where it was. We took away the part we could measure, and the part we couldn't was somehow always the larger one. A cancer caught early almost costs nothing, money and otherwise. A cancer caught late costs everything that you can measure and can even not. We're still measuring our lives superficially by the numbers that we surround ourselves with. It's just that in my work, I can see what that leaves in the dark. I am almost 7 months in and I'm learning as I go.